This is Libby Road and the Sound Epistemology Podcast. This episode of the podcast is what I hope to be the first of many one-on-ones I have with my new friend, Sagon. You might remember Sagon from a previous podcast in which he asked about God making us from sperm and iron coming from outer space. Let's see how well I keep it together during this inquiry using Street Epistemology, the compassionate conversation tool that respectfully explores the sufficiency of the reasons and the reliability of the methods someone uses to arrive at high confidence that a conclusion they make is likely true. All right, let's do it. Hello.
Hello, how are you, Mr. David?
Great. How are you, Sagon?
I'm fine. I'm doing fine. Thanks so much.
Great. Is that how you pronounce your name? I want to make sure that I pronounce it correctly.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, Sagon. Awesome.
yeah.
Uh, I want to thank you for joining our room yesterday and sharing your thoughts and asking your questions. And I want to thank you for agreeing to have a one-on-one with me today.
My pleasure, brother.
So, tell me a little bit about yourself. You said yesterday, I think, that you live in Dubai. Is that correct?
Yes, I live in Dubai. Uh,
Okay, awesome.
I work in Dubai.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that part.
I said I work in Dubai. I'm a salesman.
You work in Dubai. Okay,
Yeah,
great. Okay. Do you want to tell me a little bit about yourself? I'm interested.
yeah. And I was born in Kenya, and then I studied in Kenya, and I came to Dubai like 2018, and I've been living in Dubai since then. I've been working since then. I was born and raised a Muslim person. I was born in a Muslim uh, family, so I was raised in a strict Islamic faith.
Okay.
So yeah, that's basically. And my ethnicity is I'm Somali.
Somali, okay.
Yeah.
And you lived in Kenya and now you live in Dubai.
Yes, I was born in Kenya. Yeah.
You're born in Kenya. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't get to speak to a lot of people that live in Dubai or were born in Kenya. So this is fantastic.
Yeah, and it will be a nice experience for you.
Yeah. So, do you hang out in Clubhouse a lot, or I'm pretty new at it, so
Yeah,
um,
me too. Me too. I just joined recently. Just joined
okay.
recently. Yeah.
Um, what are the conversations that you have typically in Clubhouse?
Usually, I usually see a lot of atheism and anti like it's most of my the clubs I usually go into it's about atheism
Uh-huh.
most probably because and I don't know if you're atheist yourself.
Well, yesterday you said that I was.
Yeah, because I actually I mistaked you for somebody else. I think you sound the
Oh,
same.
okay.
Yeah, but
Okay.
there is this one guy. He's called Sam. I don't know Sam or Sam. His name. You kind of have the same voice. So I
Oh,
actually
is
miss. Yeah.
I see. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Um, so you wanted to explore, you said that it's a fact that iron came from outer space. Is that oh, and before I go there, I just want to make sure that it's okay with you if we record this and I upload it. Do I have your consent to do that?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, great. Yeah, so is that the claim that you want to explore? You're welcome to pick a different conclusion that you want to examine today. Is that kind of one of the conclusions that you're most confident in, or we can
Uh,
talk about whatever you want to.
no, I would like to talk about this because the scientist people have done some research on. I've went to a lot of websites that are science related, and most of them they actually claim that iron came from something called a giant. It was from a giant star. Understand?
Okay.
Yeah.
Iron came from a giant star, and you know this because of scientists' research and the information that you're getting from websites.
Yes. Yes. That's the information I'm getting here. It's called
Okay.
supernova explosion.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna try to do, like my goal right here with you is, um, at the end of our conversation, I would like for both of us to better understand your epistemology regarding this conclusion.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be using what's called street epistemology. Have you ever heard of street epistemology?
No.
Okay.
Can you please explain
Um,
to me?
Street epistemology is a compassionate conversation tool that helps create a space for us to respectfully explore and examine the sufficiency of the reasons and the reliability of the methods you use to support a high level of confidence that a belief or a claim or a conclusion that you hold is likely true.
Okay.
Um, does that does that does that make sense so far?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So it's basically not really like a debate. I'm basically asking questions to better understand your position, and hopefully you'll be able to better understand your position as well. So does that
Yes.
sound okay with you?
Yes. Yes. If
Okay.
I would like to get explanation to me that actually makes sense about this iron thing because the research I've done about it is actually I'm actually seeing that the origin is from outer space, and most of it, not all that was from outer space, but most of the iron that came into the world, it was from the outer space. So if I have some knowledge from you that you can actually share with me and I can actually acknowledge it and it makes sense to me, it will be a foot in front for me, like a step forward.
Okay. So you are looking for more information about iron coming from out of space, and
Exactly.
that will help you in your exploration. Is that right?
Yes, yes, that's true.
Okay. Well, honestly, I'm not I don't have a lot of knowledge in this subject. Um, and so I may not be able to give you a whole lot of information that you probably already haven't gotten already. I'm basically interested in how you came to that conclusion. Um, so I'd like to get a sense of how confident you are that iron came from outer space. So if we had a scale from 0 to 100, and 0 is you're not confident at all that this is true, and 100% is you are there's no way that you could be more confident. So on that scale, where would you put yourself as far as your confidence that iron comes from outer space?
I'm about 70-30%. 70 being I see it is true.
Okay, so you're 70% confident that iron comes from outer space?
Yes.
Okay, got you. Um, so how important is it for you to believe true things on that same scale?
Because the 70% I'm saying to you that I actually believe in is, science can't be wrong, you know. So the research that I've actually did about this iron thing coming from space, I've found a lot of research actually, and the studies being claimed that they came from outer space, from meteorites, from a supernova explosion. You understand? So personally, I don't see why I should not take this information as false completely, because if that's a study and they found it to be true,
Mhm.
why should I not believe in it?
Right, yeah. Basically, I'm asking you, how how important is it for you to be believing true things on a scale from 0 to 100? Where would you put yourself as far as the importance to believe true things on that scale?
100%, hundred
Okay,
percent.
all right. Okay. Okay, so uh, believing true things is very, very important to you, and you're 70% confident that this claim is true. Am I understanding that so far?
Yes, yes.
Okay, great. And you said that the reason why you are at 70% confident is because of what the scientists say and the information that you gathered from websites. Is that which of those two reasons holds the most weight for your conclusion? Is it the scientist research, or is it the websites, or is it maybe
No, the
kind of
scientific
a
research,
okay?
there's scientific researches that which is true. It's saying by scientific standards, it claims that the origin of iron is from a star known as red giant, which is a luminous giant star of
Mhm.
intermediate mass that was exhausted the supply of hydrogen, and then it began something called thermonuclear fusion of hydrogen. Then it began to release helium into carbon and oxygen atom. Then this art is it's a process, you know.
Mhm.
It's a process called the supernova. So it explodes and it showers space with iron and oxygen and carbon atoms far and wide. And then from here, gravity does the job, and it actually forms the atoms into planets, including Earth. So, what I'm actually, my point of view from this study is not all iron on Earth's surface got here with the initial planetary formation.
Okay.
Um there's also massive chunks of rocks and that broken apart throughout the history of our solar system. Sometimes through collisions with another maybe asteroids and stuff. And then from that perspective, it showered the Earth with chunks of rocks. The the yes, that's what I actually understood from this.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds like you know a lot about this and you've done a lot of research about it. Um, so the main reason that you have come to the conclusion that iron comes from outer space is based on scientific research. That's your main reason?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Um, how much does this reason affect your confidence?
It affects my confidence on the religiously on what I believe. It actually builds my confidence of what I believe in because if the scientist and the science actually claims that it's true that, and science does not know anything about my faith. Science is about facts and studies, and they don't actually do their studies relatively to faith. So it actually gives me a little bit confidence of what I believe in.
Okay, okay. So um, the scientific research, that's the main reason for you to conclude that iron comes from outer space, and that gives you confidence in your religious beliefs?
It doesn't actually just gives me confidence. Personally, as a human being, I just don't follow religion blindly because my parents believe in it. Um, I question a lot of things, and for something like this to actually come up as a scientific study and to be discussed in a religion, which the time that it was being discussed was a long time ago. It actually makes me question a lot of things.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Um, so this conclusion affects your behavior. Would you say that that your conclusion that iron comes from outer space affects your behavior?
And personally, it's not only iron. There's a lot of scientific studies that it's being spoken in the Holy Quran. So I'm actually doing a lot of research on it, and it actually builds my confidence on the faith that I have, that it cannot be possible for a human being to have a probability. In mathematics, there's something called probability, right?
Right, right. Hmm.
So, and if I'm a human being and I say like 10 things, and most of them like they become like let's say 9 to 10 of it becomes true, then probably in mathematics it's not possible for a human being to actually, you know, I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. For all of them to
Maybe
be true.
okay. Yeah, I am having a little bit of trouble understanding what you're talking about right now. So maybe you rephrase it?
Yeah, and I don't know if you heard about the scientific things that have been being discussed in the Holy Quran.
I'm a little bit familiar with science being very important to the conclusions made in the Quran. Would that be fair to say?
Yes, and for personally for me, I am here to get answers. Like if there's somebody out there that can actually come to a conclusion that God does not exist, what are the thoughts of this person on something like this?
Okay. All right. So let maybe I can ask this. Hypothetically, let's just say hypothetically that you somehow found out to your satisfaction that iron does not come from outer space. How would that affect your confidence in your religious faith?
It will affect my religion somehow, because my confidence on religion, because if it's true that it, and there is proof that it did not came from space, then it will affect my confidence very, very highly.
Okay. Okay. Got you. So why do you think that scientific research is a sufficient reason to come to conclusions?
Okay, because one thing, uh, somebody like me, for like, I don't know if you understand what I said earlier. Let's say, you say 10 things, like you foreshadow 10 things that will come and happen in the future. The probability of all of them becoming true, it's very low,
Oh, okay.
right?
Yeah, I think I understand. So you're saying if I predict 10 things coming true in the future, the
Yes,
the probability that all of those 10 things coming true is low?
it's impossible.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
that's what I'm trying to say. It's impossible. At least maybe you can get 1 out of 10, maybe 2 out of 10, but most of them, almost 10, or 9 of them to become true. It's actually mind blowing for me to just deny the, you
Hmm.
know.
I see. Okay. So how does this relate with, or how does this relate to scientific research being a good reason to come to conclusions? Because that's your main, from what I understand, scientific research is the main reason why you've come to this conclusion. So I get what I'm asking is why is that a good reason?
Because most of the science studies, some of them, they're actually facts, which is true, you know. Like, let's say
Okay.
for example, embryology. We all know, like, we all know the process of embryology. There's nobody who can come today and say that it's not true, the process of a human, of a child, of a baby, of the process of the production of a baby, the embryology. We all know it's true, right? Or is
Okay. Based on
so
science.
based on science, yeah, based on science, and science is factual, I thought.
Okay. So the scientific research is a good reason to come to conclusions because scientific or science gives us facts. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, most of the studies, like, not all of scientific studies are actually all true, but we try to come with a logical ways of explaining things, through a
Gotcha.
science.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so back to the conclusion. Iron comes from outer space. Is there a way to test that?
There's a it's actually from meteorites. Some of them, like, I don't know if, maybe you can see the meteorite. You can go and look for some people who have, the people who gather meteorites. Most the component of most of the meteorites are iron.
Okay. So how do we how what would be a good way to test that iron comes from outer space? You're saying to look at meteorites?
Not only meteorites, like, there's two process that actually claims that there's test, and maybe I can do a small research, but there's actually, I think there's a study that tries to prove that we did not have iron before. Like, iron did not exist on Earth, first of all.
Okay.
Yeah, there's that
So
study.
can you talk a little bit about that test? What's that test?
Um, Actually, I have to look it up.
Okay. Okay.
If you can give me maybe a minute.
Well, I'm kind of interested in what your understanding of it is.
Yeah, no,
Maybe
I actually had the study that
okay.
actually says that iron did not was not on Earth before.
Okay. And so you have access to the test that was performed to conclude this?
Uh, there's the test, maybe, the test is, you see, it's I don't know how I can explain this. 1 minute.
Okay.
uh there's experiments, yeah.
Right, right. Yeah, do you
there's
have
there's
a
experiments.
Do you have an example of
There's
an
an
experiment?
experiment.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's an experiment that was done by University of Texas. You can go and check it. You can write it down. Maybe you can go and actually see.
Hmm. What is your understanding of that experiment?
And it's a research that actually claims that the Earth's core formation was probably the biggest effect on the materials that actually make like iron.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Um,
there's a whole experiment which you wanted on that was done by University of Texas. You can actually maybe go and check it out
okay. Yeah, I can definitely do that.
because
Um,
it's actually uh, I don't have. I actually saw this long time ago. I have to go and read about it again so I can actually explain to you. But It was talking about that.
okay. So you're aware of at least one experiment that the
Yeah.
University of Texas performed that explains about iron coming from outer space before it was found on Earth or before it was on Earth. Is that does that
Yeah.
summarize?
Yeah. There's a lot of university studies, research that actually pinpoint this.
Okay. Um,
Yeah.
do you is there a way that we could tell
Yeah.
that this conclusion is not true?
Um. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't actually tell. If
Got you.
Yes, that's the thing. If they say that there's actually a research or an experiment done to prove that it did not come, that iron actually came from outer space. So it will be actually better for somebody to actually disprove this, and have a scientific explanation.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay. So you're at 70% confidence. What would you have to be shown to cause you to raise your confidence above 70?
Um, I will have to be shown that to prove that it did not exist, not just to claim that they. Okay, maybe the theories that are there, it claims that iron came from outer space. Why? The supernova explosion and the asteroids bumping into each other and then coming down into the Earth and other planets, and thus bringing iron down. Right? That's a study which is actually they've done studies and actually seen it's true. Right? But then I will be 100% sure on this topic if they can actually prove that it did not exist before.
And how do you think that they would be able to prove that?
There's a lot of ways they can actually prove that. With the already theories out.
Okay.
Yeah, like the theories I just gave you right now, the University of Texas. They already.
Okay.
Maybe I can go and actually read about it. Then I will, or else, or you can go and read about it when you have time.
Yeah, maybe next
Yeah.
time we talk,
Yeah,
you
maybe next
can
time
you
we
can say
talk.
more
Yeah,
about that.
I'll write that down. I'll write that down. So next time we have a talk, this will be the topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would it be fair to say that if you were exposed to even more research that showed and demonstrated this to be true, that would raise your confidence?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, is there any criteria that would cause you to lower your confidence about this?
Yes. To disprove it all to be false.
Okay. And so what information would you have to receive that would convince you to lower your confidence about it?
Factual or scientific proof.
Okay, do you have an example of what that might look like?
Like, let's say, for example, we know that. Do you believe that the humans are actually made from water? Like, there's a scientific proof, right? That was done to actually prove it.
Yeah, from my
Like, most of our
understanding,
body, it contains water, right?
yeah, that's my understanding of that topic. Yeah, that we're made up mostly of water.
Yeah. So how did they actually come up upon this? They did some studies, right?
Yeah, scientific research studies. Yeah,
Yes.
right.
So that.
So
So that. Yeah.
I guess is there a specific example of criteria that you would have to learn to lower your confidence about iron coming from outer space? Like, I understand that scientific research proving it wrong would cause you to lower your confidence, but I guess I'm asking for maybe a specific example of what science could tell you that would cause you to lower your confidence in this. Do you have an example?
The example, the specific example, it's um like I don't have specific example. It's just a research. Maybe I can actually go and look about it and see what they're saying if it's actually true through
Okay.
scientific reasons.
So you don't have a specific example of what would lower your confidence, but you're
I have
interested in
example,
maybe going,
like example of like, let's say, like right now, I believe that is true that iron comes from meteorite,
uh-huh,
which comes from outer space.
got you, got it.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
like if you come to me and tell me that it's meteorite, iron comes from meteorite and meteorite comes from space, I'll ask you how do you actually prove that this point is true? And then if you do some studies on the meteorite and find like maybe 90% of it contains iron, then it's logical for me to believe it, right?
That would be a demonstration of why the claim is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what would be a demonstration of it not being true?
The demonstration of it not being true. I would have to the demonstration. I will have to go and do some research on this question.
Okay. Yeah,
And next
that's
time, this will
perfectly
be the
fine.
topic we talk about:
Okay.
the demonstration of iron not coming from outer space, right? Specific example.
Yeah. What would be a satisfactory demonstration of this claim not being true is basically what we're looking at here.
Yeah.
And I have to say I really appreciate your openness
Yeah.
to going and investigating more. I think that that's very admirable, and I applaud you for that.
Thanks so much, man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much too for coming and answer giving me some thoughts that I should actually go and get an understanding from it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, is there anything else that you wanted to say or talk about?
Another thing I could have actually asked you is this is another question we'll talk about the other time, okay?
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to end here and then have another talk some other time?
No, we will schedule another time. We will have a chat. Then we will actually speak about the two questions. One of the question will be the demonstration of I not coming from Earth. Which demonstration, specific demonstration, will they actually like want to hear, so that you can actually like what will actually like. And I don't, sorry, English is not my first language. Which
Oh,
demonstration will
no
actually
problem.
like make sense to you first? Yeah. And the second thing I would like us to actually tackle next when we come into the next chat
Yeah.
is something like the thing is, um, the only way that you can actually most of the time, I think, is disproving a lot of religions is science. I don't know if you if you see that it's true.
You're saying that science disproves some religions? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we can talk about that. We can
Yeah,
talk
we can
about
talk
that
about it.
next time.
Yes, and what is your thoughts on something like, let's say, somebody, let's say, for example, right now, the Quran. We believe that the Quran is a revelation, right? That came from God, not you, me, right? That's what I believe
This
in.
is this is your belief. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this is my belief, right?
Okay.
So, um, if somebody comes and claim that iron did not come from iron was not from Earth before, it came from outer space. If somebody comes with that claim at the medieval time, and the science people start bringing studies right now, like, what is your thoughts on something like this? Like, how did this guy during those time know about something like that, which needs research and studies to prove
Hmm.
it?
Yeah, I'd have to think about that because I've never really explored how iron coming from outer space is a demonstration of a religious claim being true. I've never really thought about it that way.
Yeah, because the funny thing is then sometimes people, you can actually try to say that the verse actually it means another thing, like it has a different. But this verse was very direct, like it's saying like, did you not see we sent iron from the heavens to you?
Okay.
It's so
Okay. So
direct, like.
there's a passage in the Quran
There's a
that
verse. There's a verse.
says that iron comes from the heavens, and since we didn't have the scientific research at the time that the Quran was given, that that's a demonstration that
And
uh
I will tell you
that
another thing. I'll
okay.
tell you another thing which you don't know about. Sorry. And the thing is, another thing is about this iron thing. We all know the atomic number is 26, right? The atomic number of iron, right? The
That
atomic.
I like I said, I'm not, I don't have that much knowledge
Okay,
about
okay, yeah,
the
okay. I'll tell you. I'll tell you. The atomic number of iron is 26, and if you do the geometrical value of the word iron in Arabic, it's actually like it sums up to 26. You know,
Hmm.
and then there's the natural occurring iron consists of four stable isotopes, which is 54, 56, 57, 58. One of them is 57. This verse that actually speaks about this ion, it's verse number 57. And then another thing is the number of verses to the ion verse in the Quran is the same number as kilometers to ion on earth. From the beginning of the Quran, there is 5,100 verses to the ion verse in chapter ion. And it turns out that iron on Earth is concentrated at its core 5,100 kilometers below the surface.
Okay. I think I'm understanding I think I'm understanding you. So there is a numerical match between the amount of verses about iron in the Quran with the distance or the makeup of iron and the distance in kilometers to where iron is on the earth. And so that is a demonstration to you that the Quran is uh, makes true statements.
Now, not basically is my. This is what I'm trying to find out.
Okay,
Somebody and like right now, this claim it actually consists of the iron. You understand?
right, yeah.
So there's a connection between these two things, right?
There's a
There's a
connection
connection.
between what iron is like and what the Quran says about iron.
It's claiming about, yeah. So my question is, uh, all this claim for for a lot of people who actually believe that this book was written by a human being, for this guy to actually have all these things, like it doesn't sum up. Like for me, it doesn't sum up at all. You know,
Hmm.
being it was a long time ago.
Okay. So
Yeah,
the probability of
it's low.
is
It's very low.
low that
Yeah.
a human would know about these things back then.
Not even know about this thing. Like for example, I told you the verse from the start up to the verse where it speaks about iron. It's 5,100, not 5,200, not 100, not. And if you come and see the distance from the distance from the earth to the concentrated of where you find the iron core is 5,100 kilometers below the surface. So it's actually questionable. Like how did he actually know about, you know,
Hmm.
like the how far it is? He didn't measure it. There's nobody who actually knew about how far there that time, you know.
Okay. And you're saying that the um so who wrote the Quran?
That's the thing, it cannot be from a human being. It can't, because if it came from a human being, then that human must have some supernatural powers, you know.
Uh-huh. Got it.
Yeah, it's something like questionable, because
I see.
the verse says we sent down iron in it great might and benefits for humanity. And then now universities they come with studies to prove that actually we didn't have iron before. So
Okay.
it's questionable. If this guy wrote this, how did he know about this?
Okay. So if a human had written the Quran,
Yeah,
then it wouldn't have matched up with what we now know about the makeup of iron and where to find it.
exactly. Where we find it, the verse that actually came was 57. The isotope of iron is 57. The word iron in Arabic, it's called hadith. If you check the four letters, their geometrical value is 26, which is the atomic number of iron. It's not like only one statement. Like it's more. It's a lot. The word
Hmm.
its geometrical value is 26. The atomic number is 26. The verse
The
that speaks
atomic,
about, yeah,
yeah, the atomic number is 26.
yes.
Um, 26 what? What is the unit stand for of 26?
This is the atomic number of iron.
Okay. What is it? What is when you say atomic number, what do you mean?
Atomic number.
Right.
Atomic number is the number of protons in the nucleus of an atom.
Okay.
You know,
And that lines
this
up
and
with
it
and that
determines
lines
how
up
many
with
electrons surround the nucleus.
okay.
Yeah,
And that number
it's the
26
element.
lines
Yeah,
up with something 26 in the Quran.
not something 26. The word ion in Arabic that was written there, its geometrical value of the word, it's 20. It sums up to 26. Like each letter, the first letter is the number 8 in the alphabetical order, and the second letter is the fourth alphabetical. Like it goes, it's the fourth alphabet on the Arabic language, and the third one is the 10th, and the fourth one is the fourth. So if you add this four alphabets, they all sum up to 26. And the verse that speaks about this ion, it's number 57. And the isotope of ion is 57. You see?
Okay.
Yeah, there's
I
a lot
think
of connections.
I see. So based on the amount of connections that you've found with those two aspects, that's what's causing you to like, what does that mean for you? Does that mean that the Quran was written by somebody other than human? Is that kind of what you're
Yeah,
saying?
basically the
Okay.
the topic, what we are talking about right now, ion and most of the elements on Earth, the science claims they came from outer space.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah. It's
so it will actually be mind blowing for somebody to know about all this during that time.
Yeah, it's definitely fascinating. I
It's
was wondering,
fascinating. That's the thing. That's the thing.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
fascinating.
I was wondering though, hypothetically speaking, if we went back and we actually found out that the number for iron wasn't actually 26, it was 27. And I know I'm not saying that this is actually the case, but if we somehow found out tomorrow that science discovered that the number for iron is not 26, what would that
Yeah.
mean for you?
It's not possible.
You're right. With this is just a hypothetical situation. Um,
Yeah.
let's say tomorrow they discovered that they were wrong. It wasn't 26, it's actually 27.
Yeah.
Just in this thought experiment, what
Yeah.
would that mean for you and your conclusions about uh, the authorship of the Quran?
It won't change that of much thing, because at the end of the day, this thing that we are all talking about is theories. Science is what I actually believe in is most of the things that was actually written in the Quran. Even if most of them, the scientists, they actually like proved it as true, and most of them they have not even like let me tell you one thing. For example, in Quran, God says that we are not the only people on earth. Like we believe in extraterrestrial life, and this is a story that is starting to come up now. You know,
Hmm.
yeah. So and it's fascinating. My question is just like it's fascinating, and for somebody to who lived in such a time that they didn't even have like uh, technology to they were riding camels and stuff to
Yeah.
actually say that there's a place on the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean that they don't the water doesn't mix. So if he wrote this on his book, and then 100 years now from now, scientists they actually come and actually find about this thing and see it's true. There's a part, it's actually true. There's a part on the Atlantic and the Pacific that don't mix. The water doesn't mix at all. So it's fascinating, bro. Like I'll question. I'm a human being. You know,
Yeah,
I'll
I love
question.
that.
I'll question. Yeah, I will question. Like,
Yeah, I
how is
love
it
that.
possible? Like, is this guy? Who told him about this? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I just want to make sure I understand something. So, if somehow we found out that the number for iron was 27, not
Yeah.
26, that wouldn't
It will lower my
have much.
confidence.
I'm sorry.
It will lower my confidence.
It would lower your confidence. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it would lower. All right. So it does have an effect on your confidence.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we'll end it here. I
Yes.
definitely want to talk to you again. I'll be in
Yes.
touch with you, and we can set up another chat. This has been really interesting for me.
Yes.
How do you feel about it so far? Just our
Very.
conversation.
It's actually very nice talking to you, man.
Oh, great. Yeah, you as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know that it's probably getting late where you are, so
Yeah.
I hope you have a good night, and I will
Yeah.
contact you again, and we'll do another one of these, okay?
Yes. Yes. And if God wills. Yes.
Awesome. Take care, okay?
Yeah. You too. You too, David. It was a
Uh,
pleasure.
yeah, you too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And there you have it. Special thanks to Sagon for agreeing to have this one-on-one conversation with me. Feel free to leave respectful comments, and stay tuned for what I hope to be many more conversations like this on the Sound Epistemology podcast. Until next time, keep asking questions.